What's up, YouTube family? It's your boy Jason from the Law Talk, and I'm here to talk about my favorite NBA picks and predictions for January 14th, 2025. And what a crazy first start of the year it's been. We have not had a losing day in my premium chat. Every day's been winning, all profiting, 13 straight days. Let's go make it day 14 today. But guys, if you've been enjoying the content I've been dropping here, please hit that subscribe button, leave a comment for that YouTube algorithm. It really helps me push this video out to more people. I haven't been up here in 3 days, but guys, look, just to look at all these guys that have been absolutely cashing out with me. I even had one of my guys DM me earlier today saying that he got banned again from his sportsbook. So if you remember this face, he was also on my Instagram post, pinned on my profile. I have to go find him a second book. So if you guys want a book that actually takes all your action, even if you win a lot, go to that pinned comment down below as well. I put a code that you can use that takes any action, lower lines, peer-to-peer, and it also works as somewhat like an exchange. So even if you have a lot of action and you win, they welcome it. So let's go talk about these games, man. I'm going to do another different video. I'm going to be trying different types of videos out for these NBA breakdowns. I don't know if you guys like player props, full game breakdowns, but this video is going to be a full slate breakdown. So this will be a little bit of a longer video. And if you have any questions or if you want to see certain type of content, make sure you tell me in that comment down below. I really want to know what you guys want to view so I can keep on coming up here and dropping the most value that I can. All right, guys. Let's start talking about, here's game number one. The first game we're going to talk about is the Cleveland Cavaliers against the Indiana Pacers. And hey, look, this game already happened a few days ago. The Pacers already beat them down. But there's a big difference in this game from last one. And that is Tyrese Halliburton is not playing on the Indiana Pacers side. So it's a much different game. I woke up, looked at the lines. I was like, why is this line so big? They're playing at home. Pacers are at home this time, much different. They already beat the Cleveland Cavaliers when they were at home. And Cleveland, man, no matter where they've been a great covering team, home or away. Now they get some time to get some revenge, but the Indiana Pacers have been red hot, probably one of the hottest teams in the NBA so far. They've covered in the last 5 games, but including this against this Cavaliers team, but I think it's going to be a different type of game. It's tough, man. I do not want to lay 8 points with the Cleveland Cavaliers against the Pacers because even without Halliburton, I actually think Nembhard is a pretty good player. I mean, they still have a pretty deep team with Siakam, Miles Turner, even Ben Shepherd. The team's very, very scrappy, and they've really been able to put their things together. Even TJ McConnell when he's coming off the bench, but I think it might be a little bit too much. This is not my favorite game on the board by far, but in terms of where I would look for a side in total, I do think the Cleveland Cavaliers will probably win, but would they cover this big spread? I don't know. I want to hold the brakes. I would probably avoid this game. I'm not looking to really push it, but if I was forced to make a play, I still think the Pacers, they can still get the job done. They obviously miss a huge production, a huge playmaker with Halliburton, but I would still lean +8. If I get +8, I think the Cavaliers can win by 6 to 7 points, and we're going to get very close. I think I had this line capped at a 7, even without Halliburton. So we'll see, man. But first play and the first look I'm giving for the Pacers game is the Indiana Pacers +8. But let's go move on to the second game on the board. And the second game on the board I do see is the Oklahoma City Thunder against the Philadelphia 76ers. Philly 11.5 point dogs, man, and that's really just because they have so many injuries, bro. Drummond is out, Embiid is out, Kyle Lowry's out. Caleb Marr might also be out as well, so they might just be rolling with Maxey, Oubre, and George, and my man Yabusele, man. Look, man, another big spread. I hate betting big spreads. But OKC, man, they're on a different level. I mean, they're the covering machines back in the day when they were dogs. Now, obviously, everyone knows they're the best team in the West, in my opinion. They're my favorite right now to go win it all. But in this game, I mean, with all the injuries and things like that, it's a game I really don't like. I mean, OKC is very well known for their defense this season, but I also think they have a lot of offense to back it as well. Philly's team is not deep enough, in my opinion, to beat them. But do I want to lay 11.5 points on the road? I mean, it doesn't really matter where Oklahoma City's been. I mean, yes, they've been much better at home than on the road, but they're still 12-6 at the spread of the season on the road. While the 76ers, man, look, they've been a great team. They've been doing much better, but it's only really been when Embiid's been playing. So even at this big spread, I think Oklahoma City probably beats them down. 11.5 points. I have this game capped at 11, so very, very close line. I would lean with Oklahoma City. I think their defense is going to be too much, and their offense will also prevail with Shai, Jalen Williams, even Hardenstein will give them problems. So give me Oklahoma City Thunder at this big spread at 11.5. All right, the next game I do see on the board is the Phoenix Suns against the Atlanta Hawks. This will be a very, very good game. This is actually a game that I think will be competitive. The line is actually fairly close. The Suns are 5-point favorites on the road. So something to definitely pay attention to because, I mean, the last time they played, man, I mean, the Phoenix Suns absolutely, I can't say they beat them down, but they beat the Hawks by 8 points. So they were 6-point favorites at the spread when they were in Phoenix, and now they're still 5-point favorites on the road. So, I mean, the Hawks are not really getting too much credit for being home. But I will say this, man. In the past, the Hawks have been one of the teams I would love to fade at home, especially when they got big spreads. But now they are big dogs at home. And the reason why I think it's the case is because Trae Young might be out. They're still missing Jalen Johnson. Bogdanovich might also be out. They're all game time decisions. Jalen Johnson's out, though. So I'm going to kind of cap this like Trae Young is playing, but basically what I'm getting at is that the Atlanta Hawks are really getting no credit for being at home. Obviously, they're 7-10 at home at the spread in the season, so they have not been covering that well at home. But at a decent spread like this, we will see. Atlanta Hawks, I'm very surprised that they're not starting DeAndre Hunter as the power forward. They keep on putting Rashisher, but hey, I mean, I guess they like him coming off the secondary. Clint Capella is still playing. Dyson Daniels. If Trae Young does not play, I think the Suns probably beat them down. They got everyone healthy. Devin Booker, Durant, Beal's coming off the bench. I don't know if Nurkic is playing because there's a lot of rumors that he will be traded. But if Trae Young plays, I actually do think I like the spread at +5 with the Hawks. The Hawks have actually been a decent team when they're getting points. But obviously, take a look at the injury report. The line did open up at 1 or around 2, supposedly. And then the line has gotten beat down all the way to +4. So I do think people do expect Trae Young to be out. So definitely be very careful if you're going to bet the Hawks or even the Suns. I do think, I'll say this, if Trae Young does not play and you bet the Suns now, this line might go to 6 or 6.5, so you might have some ability to beat the line. But if Trae Young plays, I do think this is a great line. Trae Young, we'll see, man. I mean, if I take a look at his injury right now is his Achilles, so it's a big injury. I don't know if they want to risk it. They definitely don't want him to be seriously hurt. They're 19-19, just like the Suns, so both teams definitely want to win. Suns have been a great team on the road, especially to that first half. So a little golden nugget, if you do want to kind of take a look at the Suns, you don't like this big spread, maybe take a look at the first half, especially with the Hawks kind of depleted with maybe no Trae Young, maybe no Bogdanovich, and no Jalen Johnson. But all right, guys, that's my third play. I'll probably lean with the Hawks +5 if Trae Young's playing, but I think he might be out, so definitely be careful. This game, this day seems like more of like a prop day or betting totals. Whole game spreads I've not been doing too much of, but that's why I'll lean. All right, the fourth game on the board we're going to talk about is the New Orleans Pelicans against the Chicago Bulls, man. Chicago Bulls are 1.5-point favorites at home. You might be like, how is this possible? Pelicans? Well, guys, we've been betting the Pelicans ever since this change has happened. A lot of their guys are back. Zion Williams is back. Trey Murphy's back. McCollum's back. Murray is playing. It's almost like the starting lineup, bro. They're just missing Ingram. But Ingram, I think, is out maybe for the rest of the season for a while. I mean, their season's done. They're 8-32. We'll see how they do. But I'll be honest, man, I've been loving this Pelicans team ever since everyone's been getting healthy. Chicago, they also have some injuries as well. Kobe White, the Sumo, their game time decisions. We'll see if the Sumo comes back. He hasn't played in a few games. But look, man, I think it's going to be a close game. It should be a high-scoring game. I think there are many ways you could play this game, especially with props. Look, man, I'm going to roll with the Pelicans, bro. People are definitely doubting the Pelicans. People are unaware, in my opinion, that the Pelicans have almost everyone back. And when they have had Zion back and a lot of their guys healthy, I don't think you remember last year, the year before, they were a top 10 team, in my opinion. So give me the Pelicans plus the 1.5. I actually don't love it as much as when they played the Boston Celtics and we bet them last time they played out. But I think the Pelicans have a great defense when everyone's back, an explosive offense in transition. It's going to be a close game. Right now, if we take a look at where the money's been at, it looks like people are still in the Bulls, which makes total sense. If you look at a lot of the stats on paper, the Bulls should beat down the Pelicans, but there's not a lot of stats that show with all these guys playing together. And so far, when they played together, they've been competitive against the Timberwolves and the Celtics, two top teams in their respective conferences. So I don't know. I think the Pelicans have a chance to win this game outright. All right, guys. Before I start talking about the next 3 games, man, please hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment. What type of videos do you want to see? Do you like these full game breakdowns? I want to keep on dropping value for you guys so we could go smoke the books together. Let's talk about the next game. The Sacramento Kings against the Milwaukee Bucks. And the Kings, just like the Pacers, have been one of the hottest teams in the NBA, man. I mean, ever since they fired Mike Brown, I guess also when De'Aaron Fox was out, they were doing very, very well. But so far, man, I mean, they've been playing extremely well. They just beat down on the same Chicago Bulls we just talked about. They've covered in all 6 of their last games, and now they're going against a Milwaukee team who just got beat down by the New York Knicks. So we'll see how they're feeling after that. I mean, there's no major injuries. Malik Monk might be out for the Kings, so definitely be careful. He is a major piece for that Kings team. So in this game, man, I mean, I don't know. It's a tough game for me to call. It's a very, very close game for a reason. In terms of where obviously the Kings are the weakest, I mean, they're one of the weaker defenses in my opinion, but they're particularly weak to the three-point shooting. And if we take a look at the Bucks, man, the Bucks love to shoot threes. They're very effective there. So the Kings might be in some trouble if the Bucks can get those threes off and be effective there. In terms of the Kings and where they're very good at basically attacking the rim. And where are the Bucks the best at? I'd say they're probably the best at covering the rim. They have guys like Giannis. They have guys like Brook Lopez who are really good at rim protection. So I actually agree with the Milwaukee Bucks being favorites in the spot. It's not a huge line, 2.5 points. I think they might be able to bounce back against this Kings team, especially if there's no Malik Monk. I think he's a huge piece for this team. So let me go take the Milwaukee Bucks, the -2.5. I think it's a tough matchup for the Kings defensively and even offensively. I think the Milwaukee Bucks have that advantage, but obviously they're going to live or die by this 3-point line. All right, let's talk about the next 2 games on the board. The Denver Nuggets against the Dallas Mavericks. I mean, look, man, Denver's not been the same team as last year, but they've been definitely picking it up. They've found a groove of Westbrook. He's had a resurgence in his career. Murray looks like he's going to be back, playing healthy. Jokic as well. Dallas, big news. Kyrie Irving might be playing. He's a game-time decision. I do see him listed on the board. So Denver is still 4.5-point favorites. If we take a look at this game, I do think just like the Kings, just like the Pelicans, just like, maybe not the Pelicans, but just like the Pacers, teams go through streaks, man. And Denver has definitely been streaking as of late. I mean, they've covered in 3 of their last 4 games. The only game that they lost to was the Boston Celtics, but they beat some, I guess, trash teams. They beat San Antonio, the Clippers, and the Nets. I mean, the Clippers, I don't know if they had Kawhi and everyone playing, but nonetheless, they've been beating teams that have not been that great. Dallas, on the other hand, kind of same thing. I mean, I guess beating the Lakers is pretty good, but I don't really think the Lakers are that great this season. They beat down on Portland, but they did not cover a bunch of games after that. Memphis, Cleveland, Houston, a gauntlet of teams. So, I don't know, man. When Kyrie Irving's coming back, it's a very tough game to call. I don't know if I want to lay with Denver 4.5 points on the road. I like this game for props more. It's a pretty high total at 233. So if I had to make a game side bet, I would probably lean with the Dallas Mavericks at +4.5. I think this game can play close. Obviously, pay attention to that injury report. Kyrie might not be playing, and if he does not play, this is definitely be a much different line. Probably Denver will shoot up to 6.5-point favorites or 7 at most. All right, in the last game on the board, let's talk about a garbage game. I mean, a game that probably does not matter for any team, but a good game maybe for props. The Brooklyn Nets against the Portland Trailblazers. Portland 6-point favorites at home. I don't know anyone who loves betting Portland, but hey, look, both teams have had a lot of changes. In terms of where I would probably lean with this game, I mean, I would probably avoid this game. There are some props I do like. I do not want to lay 6 points with Portland. I don't trust these guys at all. I don't trust Brooklyn either covering spreads. 218 total. I don't know. If I were to do anything, maybe I would lean with the under, but not a game I'm really looking at. I probably need some more time to probably go through the props and everything like that, but a lot of guys are on the injury report, man. Nick Claxton, Cam Johnson, D'Angelo Russell, Ben Simmons on the Nets, all game-time decisions. And then even on the Portland side, Avidja, Batten, Robert Williams, all game-time decisions. Look, guys, you don't have to bet every single game, but if I was to maybe bet a side, I might lean with I honestly, I would probably still lean with the Portland Trailblazers at the 6, even though I don't want to lay this many points, because I actually think both teams are both terrible in their own rights. But I think Portland actually has been able to put it together a little bit better. All right, guys, look. Hopefully it's been helpful. I hope you guys been enjoying the content. Again, if you want all my plays, go to that pinned comment down below. I put something special for you guys. And guys, let's go keep on smoking the books. I'll see y'all in the next one, man. Peace out.